It's Katie from Krazy Mazie Kreations. How are ya? Come on in. Today I want to show you a DIY. It's a fun, inexpensive little craft that you can do. You can use it as a wreath sign, as an embellishment. You can use it as a shelf sitter. Just part of your fall decor. It would be fabulous. So we came up with this. Isn't it cute? So stinking cute, right? This little scarecrow. So cute. So I'm going to show you how I made that, okay? So there are a few steps that you are going to do, okay? I use scrap wood. So this is just regular scrap wood that, you know, I got from Doodles that he uses. This is a 12 by 5. Now, you could go to Hobby Lobby, Michael's, Walmart. They sell boards like this. I believe they have them in the brown, the dark wood, which would be fabulous. Or in the, I think it's like a whitewash they have at Walmart. And I think Hobby Lobby has it. I think you can get this in like a natural, but a little darker than this. I believe they have it. You can see, and they're pretty much inexpensive. They're like $1.50, $2, something around that. Okay. The other item that I have are shims. I got these shims from Lowe's, and again, you can get shims anywhere, or you don't even need shims. If you could just find a scrap piece of wood, because this is the part that you make the hat with, right up here, okay? That would be great. So I got these at Lowe's. These are just shims, and we're going to use that. Let me grab one. Okay, we'll put those over there. I have some leftover fabric that I use for my pumpkins. If you saw my tutorial a few weeks back, I showed you how to make fabric pumpkins with strips. This is some leftover fabric that I have. We're going to use that. You need baby wipes. You need Mod Podge. And all you need is some paint, orange, brown, black, and white. Those are the colors I'm using in this design. If you want a little red to make some cheeks, you absolutely can. What else? I have for the little bow, we're going to use some ribbon that I got from Dollar Tree. A little ribbon I got from Hoblobs. Some ribbon that is a scrap from a 50-yard roll that I had. Some leaves. Now, these are from Dollar Tree, these leaves, but you could take leaves from anywhere. A little pumpkin that's off of a vine that I have. So really, this is a great way to use up some leftover materials that you have from other projects. It's fun. It's exciting. You don't have to be a painter. Listen, I'm not a painter. I am just an arts and crafts kind of gal. And this is simple, though. This is like a simple, you know, a couple dots of the eyes. You know, the mouth is squiggly. It's really simple. I am not, you know, Picasso. Far from. Okay, so let's get started. This should be fun. Oh, and some raffia. We're going to add some raffia for the hair. Okay, so first what we're going to do is let's do the part for the hat. That's going to come like that. Okay, so let's get that Mod Podged, and it can start drying. So what I do is I just fold my fabric in half. But you really don't have to, but I am, because I'm going to be making a few more of these. Okay, can you guys see what I'm doing? I'm just taking the fabric, folding it in half. I'm laying down my shim right there. Okay. And I'm just going to cut a piece. And I'm cutting it a little wider than what the shim actually is. Okay. Actually, let's put this over here. Okay. So we're going to open this up. I'm going to cut this in half. I love decorating for fall. Fall and Christmas, honestly, are one of my favorite seasons to decorate. I love it. Okay, so I'm just going to cut this right over here. And I'm sure there's a better way of doing it, but this is just how I cut it. I know you can outline it and trace it if that works for you. That's awesome. Okay. But this is how I've been doing it. And it seems to work for me. But yes, you can absolutely trace and then cut the lines that you've traced. Okay. We all have our different ways of doing things. And I always say, whatever way you find that works for you, go with it. You know. Just because someone else does something one way and you find another way that works for you, you just keep doing your thing. All right, so we have our little piece. Now, I save all these scraps because when you make a scarecrow, you need scraps. Remember, Scarecrow lives in the field. It's windblown, it's rained on, you know, it is weathered, to say the least. Okay, so you don't want your Scarecrow looking perfect. So I'm going to take some Mod Podge, okay, and I'm going to Mod Podge my shim. I'm going to put a nice coat on here. Okay. Now, if you don't have Mod Podge, you can always use glue, Elmer's glue. It works the same. It dries clear, and that's really what you want. You want something that dries clear. We're going to put the fabric over the Mod Podge. I'm going to press it down. Okay. Press it down, and now we're going to take another coat of Mod Podge, and we're going to go right over that fabric. All right, we'll do the other side. Oopsie. I have a little bit of fabric over the edges, so I'm just gonna take some Mod Podge and just coat it down. Now this is all gonna dry clear. If you've never worked with Mod Podge, it is stinking easy. Easy. You have nothing to worry about with Mod Podge. The kids, you can have, this is a great project for the kids to do. It's inexpensive. Literally scrap pieces of wood. And if you can't find the scraps, like I said, if you go to Walmart or Hobby Lobby or Michael's, inexpensive. Inexpensive. All right. So that's done. I'm going to let this dry. I'm going to lay it right on top of my Mod Podge container. All right, next we have to paint our board. Okay, so I'm gonna take some white. Okay, oh, look at all my brushes I've left over. I have not put them away. Okay, so I'm just gonna pour, and now these little bottles I get again anywhere, Walmart, Michael's, Hobby Lobby. In Walmart, and I know in Michael's, they run about anywhere from 77 cents to 97 cents. I love them. Okay, so what you can do is, if you wanted, you spray a little bit of water on here, okay, or you can just brush it. We don't want it to be perfectly white. We want it to be a little bit distressed, so we can take our baby wipes that we have over here, and we can just take some of that paint off after we get it coated, after we get it on. Okay. Now, I know some of the boards at Walmart, they have a white one that is distressed, which is perfect for this design, because again, we don't want it perfect. You know, we want that Scarecrow to look like it's weathered. Don't forget your edges. And again, this is really quick. This paint dries quickly, so it's not like it's something that you have to wait for. Okay. Now, most of the brushes that I'll be using today, you'll see, are makeup brushes from the Dollar Tree. Yep, that's right, makeup brushes from the Dollar Tree. My girl, Melissa Freeman from Burlap Boutique, she gave me that little hint years ago, and I've used it ever since. It's really, I don't spend money on expensive brushes. They're only $1. I use the blush brush one. I use the eye makeup ones, the contouring ones. This one that I'm actually using right now is from Michael's. It came in a package of, like, I don't know, like 10 or 12 different brushes. And so I buy inexpensive brushes. I do have some brushes that are a little more expensive. Why? I don't know. I'm really not a painter. You know, I love painting, don't get me wrong. I love it. It relaxes me. I love doing things like this, little projects. But again, I'm not a painter. You never see me paint like a portrait or something, you know, or a landscape. All right, don't forget your sides. Very important. Okay, because it's almost like, you know, if you make a bow and you don't dovetail the end of your bow, you know, it has that unfinished look. So you just, and again, it doesn't have to be perfect. Just a quick once over. Okay. And there we go. Okay, so that's that. We're going to take a baby wipe. Now these are Costco brand baby wipes. You don't need to spend a lot of money on baby wipes. Okay. And we're going to wipe some of this off. So let me just grab another one. All right. And all you're going to do is just bring it down. Okay. Because we want to see it being worn, like it's been weathered. Okay. Now if I can get my thumbprint out of there, that would be great. All right, there we go. All right, so you see what we have? It's a nice little distressed kind of look, and that's exactly what we want. All right, next. Our next stage is, I'm going to put this right over here, let that dry for a moment. Oh, I got a little peanut. We're going to take our raffia, and we're going to make hair, okay? And you don't need much of the raffia. I'm just going to pull some out of my little bin here. Okay, there we go. Let's put our top back on. So, now we want to do the hair. So the hair you want to figure, you want to come down about 1/4 of the way for the hair. Now if you were going to do a girl, you could do longer hair, have the hair come down longer. But we're going to do a boy scarecrow. So, I want to cut it about 1 inch or so. Where are my scissors? The raffia, okay? So I'm just folding it. So you need a nice amount, okay? And you want it about 1 inch. So you can just eyeball 1 inch. And I'm just gonna cut. Okay, so this way it doesn't go all over the place. So we might need more. So let's put that over there for now, okay? Just in case we need a little more. All right. And then we're going to cut right through where we folded it over. Cut that right in half. And hopefully I got it all. Oh, I missed a little section right there. There we go. Okay. So, we're going to take our board. We're going to take our board and we're going to lay down the hair. Okay? Alright, so we're going to take some glue. And I'm going to eyeball it. Now I want to come down about 1/4 of the way, okay, because what we want to do is we want to lay this piece like that, okay, or like that, however you want to do it, either way, okay. Let that dry a couple more minutes. Okay, so let me see, we want it like that. So we want the hair maybe about right about here. So we're going to take our glue gun, okay, and we're just going to make a strip going right across. A nice amount of glue. And I probably should have my finger condoms on here. If my private group members were on, they'd be like, Katie, get those finger condoms on. Because I am constantly burning myself. Constantly. And we're just going to spread out the hair. Okay? I'm just rolling it out. And if you feel you need some more raffia, then you may cut some, but this should be plenty. Okay? And just press it down so it adheres to the glue. Okay? That easy. Okay? Really, really easy. Now, if you feel like that may be too long, we can trim it once we get the hat portion on. Okay. This one. Just make sure your pieces are glued in because you don't want them coming out. Okay, there. and this is how the hair is done. Okay, so that's your hair. All right, so now we're gonna take our piece that we Mod Podged, okay, and we're gonna determine where do we want that. Do we want it up here like that? Do we want it like that? So the one that I initially did, I have it going from the left to the right. So we'll do it the same way, or we can do it, I kind of tend to like it like that. It's just pleasing to my eye. So whatever is pleasing to your eye, that's what you're going to do, okay? All right. So we're going to put some glue on the back of our shim. Put a nice amount of glue, especially in the middle there, okay? Okay. We're going to go up with it. And you're going to hold it down. Just hold it down for a few seconds. All right. So there we have it down. Really cute. It looks really crazy right now, but don't worry. It's all going to come together. So then what I do is I'm going to take my scissors and I'm just going to cut straight across and cut some of that hair right on off. Okay? There we go. Oh, one more piece. Give your scarecrow a little haircut. A little haircut. There. Okay? Oh, one more. There's always one in the bunch, you know? Okay, so there we have our hair. Okay? So we're going to let that dry. Finish up drying. And next, we're going to clean up. Get the raffia off the table. And then next comes the fun part. Here comes the painting, guys. This is the part that I love. Once you get the wood all glued and your fabric all down and your raffia down, now comes the fun part. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I want to dinge up this brim of his hat, okay? And how I'm going to do that is, like I told you, I use a lot of Dollar Tree paintbrushes. So for example, this is the blush brush from Dollar Tree. Okay, it is I believe it's Wet n Wild. It's a blush brush. Then here's an eye contour brush. And then here's an eyeshadow brush that I use. There's an eyeliner brush. I use honestly all different brushes from the Dollar Tree. They're inexpensive and they're easy. All right, so we're gonna take a little brown. Okay. And again, I'm using, this is Apple Barrel. I have some Craft Smart here, a Craft Smart. I think the rest are all Craft Smart, yeah. Okay. And I just need a little bit of this brown. So I'm not even going to pour it out. I'm just going to use what's in the cap, okay? So I just want to dinge up the hat, just a tad bit. Whoopsie, okay. Okay, so I'm just going to put a little bit on my brush. You don't need much. And I'm just going to put a little bit nice and lightly, just to darken it up like it's been weathered, you know? It's really what you want to do. If you want to do the edges, just want to dinge up that fabric just a little. Try and get the corners, you know? There you go. And it's really simple. Just want it to look weathered. Just like that. I need a little more right in the middle. There we go. Really nice. Okay? So that's the brown, and now we're going to do the eyes, okay? So like I said, I'm an amateur when it comes to painting, okay? So listen, it's trial by error. It basically how I paint. I'm going to take this brush. It's an I don't know, it's a contour brush or something from Dollar Tree. It's one of the Wet n Wild makeup brushes. Okay? And all I'm going to do is I'm going to come down here. Okay? And I'm going to just basically, where would I like the eyeballs? Basically right around here. I want them kind of close together, not on top of each other, but not so far apart. Okay? And I'm basically just going to do like 2 C's. That's how I'm going to make my eyeballs. Okay? So I'm just going to come around here and make 1 C. A little more paint. And I'm going to come around here and do my other C. Okay? So that's 1 eyeball. Okay? That's basically, I mean, what I do. And then I just fill it in. Okay? And then I'm going to come across a couple inches. And I'm going to do the same thing. Now, I can never get my 2 eyeballs the same size. There's always one bigger than the other one. But eventually, after filling it in and playing with it a little bit, I get them to look somewhat cohesive. But honestly, you don't have to sweat the little things, you know. Not everything has to be perfect. Not every line has to be perfect. Okay. So I use these little plastic, you see these container right here? I have a few of them with different colors in them. I got them from the Dollar Tree. They close tight. If I have paint left in here, it will stay for a few weeks. It's not going to, you know, stay forever. But it does stay for a few weeks. And I like, instead of using paper plates and everything, I just picked this up at the Dollar Tree in the school section, the kids' school section. And I like them. Okay, so there are my eyeballs. Okay, you can see they're not exact, but they're very close. They're very similar. Okay, so that's that. Okay, next we're gonna do the nose. Okay, we're gonna make a little, and this is a different brush. This is an angled brush from Dollar Tree. Let me see if I can show you before I start painting. It's in the makeup section again. It's one of the eye brushes. It's angled. Okay, I'm using that for the nose. And we're just going to make a little triangle, okay? And I'm using Orange by Craft Smart. Orange by Craft Smart. And again, you don't have to be exact. You know, if your nose is a little out of line, it's okay. And then I just make my triangle, and then I just fill it in. And sometimes orange is hard to cover, so you might need 2 coats. I always am in the mindset of, I put on light coats. A, it dries faster, and B, it's easier to correct your errors. You know what I mean? If you don't put it on so heavy-handed, if there are any errors, you know. Okay. I think we're good with the nose. Okay, so we have our nose, really cute, right? Now we're going to do the mouth. And for the mouth, we're going to use the same brush I used for the nose. We're going to use for the mouth. And the mouth is easy. You just need a squiggle. That's really all it is. Depends how thick, how light you want it. This is my hardest part, personally. You would think the eyes would be, but no, this is really my hardest part, is this mouth. For some reason, when it comes to painting, mouths are my problem child, you know? But I just do what I have to do. All right, I'm going to wet this brush just a little. And clean it just a little. So I always have a paint rag nearby. Okay. So we're going to load our brush. And when you load your brush, I don't know. I mean, I'm not an expert. I just load it and then maybe I'll dab it, you know, to get some of the excess off. Okay. So all I'm going to do is come down here, okay, and I'm going to just do a squiggle. I mean, and we're just going to go over it. Now again, it does not have to be exact, okay? Because it's a scarecrow, so it is going to look a little distressed. There we go. Okay, so we're going to take a little thin brush, and we're going to make, I'm going to change this one up a little. We're going to take our little dauber, and, oh no, I don't have it with me. Okay, so we're just going to take the black. I was going to do a little dauber on the cheeks, but I don't have any red. If you wanted a little red here on the cheeks, you absolutely could add some. So I'm just going to add a little smile line. Okay. Okay. Got a little black because I'm a lefty. I always lean into it, but that's okay. Don't worry about that. We can touch that up with a little white, okay? Where I smudged right there. Can you see where I smudged? That's okay, though. We're going to let that dry, and then I'm going to carefully go over it in white. Okay? Not a biggie. We could put a bow tie down there. Okay. So we're going to let that dry. And we're going to go back to the eyes. Okay? And we're going to do... Where's mine? We're going to use the back of, let's say we'll use the back of our Mod Podge. Okay, we're going to use the back of our Mod Podge brush, and I'm going to dip it in the white, and here we're going to make the white insides, okay, of our eyes. Okay, there's one. So after I dip it, I'm just touching my paper towel. Just get any excess off the bottom. Okay. And I'm going opposite side. Okay. So we have our eyes are in there. So I just used the back of my Mod Podge brush to make those dots. Okay, I'm just going to grab a baby wipe and wipe that off. Clean that up. Okay, so we're looking good here, guys. Okay. Close that up. Okay. So now we want to do some highlights. So let's grab this brush right here that I have. And again, I'm just going to clean it off. It has some black on it. Isn't this fun? Don't you love coming up with creations and things like that? I love it. All right, so we're going to dip this in white, and we're just going to do some highlights on the outside, well, the inside of the black of the eye, but you're almost like hovering over the edge of it, okay? We just want a thin highlight. My hand kind of shakes sometimes when I do this. And I'm afraid to touch this paint here. I don't want to smear it some more. Here we go. Okay, we're going to do the other side here. So being a lefty, it's hard. I'm always so used to putting my hand down where I've written. If you're not a lefty, you don't understand. I always work on an angle, usually, as a lefty. You could use paint pens also at this stage if you wanted to. I like to use the paint though. But I do have those Posco pens that you can use. Okay. So as you can see, we added some highlights. Okay. And now we're going to add some eyebrows. Okay. I'm just going to get that in there. Perfect. Okay, we're going to add some eyebrows. Okay. And we're going to use, let's use our black here, our angle brush. Okay. And what we're going to do is just add some eyebrows and some eyelashes. Okay. And we're still wet over here. I'm afraid to touch it. I don't want to touch. So let's come over here. We'll do this side first. Okay. There's one. I'm going to do another one. Okay. Now we're going to add some eyelashes. And all you're going to do is use the same brush, okay? And we're just going to make little wispy eyelashes. You can make them as long or as short as you want. Okay. Okay. So there are our eyelashes. Really cute, right guys? Super cute. So we're going to come into the mouth, okay, while it's still wet. Might as well do it. Okay, and we're just going to make little strike marks going through it, okay? You can do X's if you want. And I'm using the same brush as I used for the eyelashes, okay? I'm actually going to incorporate that mess up that I had in there. Let's fix that one. Okay, so we put some strike marks through the mouth, like almost like stitches. Okay, and now we're going to paint the top of the hat. Okay, so we're going to paint the top of the hat brown. Okay, let's put that right there. And then we're going to do the nose, and we are almost done, guys. Almost done. So isn't this a simple project? You can do it with the kids. It's a fun project. And I'm going to use another Dollar Tree brush. Okay, this one is, I don't know, for eyeshadow, I guess. I don't really know. Okay, and we're just going to use the lid again from the brown, And this is, what color brown is this? This is melted chocolate brown. Okay, so I'm just using the paint from the, and we're going to do the hat. We're going to paint the hat brown. And again, you want it to look somewhat worn. So you don't want it exact, you know, perfect. Because it's been sitting out in that field. So remember, when you're designing a scarecrow, you don't want a perfect scarecrow. You want it to look like it is definitely weathered. Okay? See, I'm kind of low on the brown, but we're going to make it work. When you work, also try and work in long strokes. Okay? Okay. Let's see if I can get a little more out of there. All right. Really, really stinking cute. Right? It's coming together. Really, really cute. So I'm just going to do the edges of the board, okay? Because you want it to look complete. So by doing the edges of the hat brown, it completes it all the way around. All right. Really cute, guys, right? Good job. Okay. I poured a little bit too much in the cap. All right. So that's that. Okay. Now we're going to go in and do the nose. Okay. I'm going to take that same brush that I used right here. Okay. We're going to use it for the black. Now we're just going to make strike marks around the nose, okay? Making it look like stitches, again, like it was sewn. Okay, I'm going to use black. Okay, and I'm just every so often going to do a little strike mark. And again, they don't have to be perfect. Okay, just like that. Really cute, right? Super, super cute. All right, so that is the painting. Now, the finishing touch. I have some leftover leaves that I said I got from, I guess, the Dollar Tree, or I don't even know. I think these are Dollar Tree. Okay, I'm just cutting the stems off. Okay. I'm going to take some hot glue. I'm going to put it on the back of the leaf. Okay. And we're just going to place it right over here. Okay. Place it down. Hold it down for a second. Sometimes these leaves, if they get a little crease in them, they'll bend. Okay. You could just put a little touch of glue just to hold it down if you wanted. Okay. There you go. Okay. And then we're going to take our other leaf and try and get a contrasting color. So I grabbed green. The other one was yellow and orange here that I first put on. Okay, and we're just going to layer it right over that one, right on top. So we have 2 leaves, right like that, okay? And now we're going to make a quick bow, okay? A quick bow. And I have some leftover ribbon, wired ribbon from another project, okay? I'm going to grab my scissors, which is right here. And I'm not even measuring. I mean, you basically want to, you don't want it too big of a bow, but, you know, you want a nice size, okay? So that's why, like, I save pieces of ribbon just for something like this, you know? This is from the Dollar Tree, this roll of ribbon, okay? So I'm just going to cut it. Okay. And this is from Hobby Lobby. And this is, I believe it's 5/8 inch ribbon, non-wired. Okay. We're going to take our twine, and I'm going to grab, oh, I have some raffia right here. I was going to say I'll grab some raffia, but we have some right here. So we're just going to add some raffia right to the middle of this. Right like this. Okay. Right, we're going to grab our twine, cut a piece of that off. Okay. Get everything layered on top of each other, even if it doesn't want to be. Okay. Find the center, and you're just going to pinch the center. Okay, that's all you're going to do. This is basically a refab bow. If you guys know Brooke from Refab, she came up with this bow, and I love using them on projects like this. Love using them on projects like this. Just tie a simple knot. Okay. We're going to cut it off, that extra twine. Simple, simple. Okay, and you're going to give your raffia a little bit of a haircut because we don't want it too long. We don't want it to look a little crazy. But we do want it disheveled. We don't want it so neat, you know. Because why? Because scarecrows live in the field and they're weathered. All right, I think I've said that a few times, right, in this tutorial. All right, so next, we're going to get some hot glue. We're going to place some hot glue right over these 2 leaves. Okay. We're going to put our bow right on there. And I have a little pumpkin that's going to look fabulous right there. So we're going to add a little glue right there. And we are going to place our pumpkin right in the center. And I'm going to hold it for a moment because, you know, something like this, you want it to set. So you want to give the glue, you know, a minute or so to have it set. Okay? Let's see. And look, you have yourself a cute little scarecrow. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Again, my name is Katie from Krazy Mazie Kreations. You can catch me there Monday and Wednesday. I'm always doing a public live. Check my YouTube channel out. Please subscribe to it. I do have a private group called Katie's Clubhouse VIP on Facebook. It's fun. We have a great time. So if you're interested in, you need more information, please email me at krazymazikreations@gmail.com. I hope you have a fabulous day, and I hope I inspired you, and you're going to create a little something, something. Bye, guys.